Right, and we should now be live. Good evening, everybody. I'm just going to adjust the volume of the background music so it's a little bit higher for us. I think that's okay. Right, hello everyone. Welcome to the usual Triclaw Sunday stream, and welcome to something a little bit different. With today being the aim to design what we want in a theoretical Jurassic World Evolution 3, assuming, of course, that Jurassic World Evolution 2 doesn't do most of the things we're going to suggest here. And I thought the easiest way of us doing this was to make use of my thumbnail making website to create basically some big mind maps. So we have one for gameplay, one for creatures, one for sort of design elements, so like our environments and tools and stuff, and one for anything else we can think of. So, you know, what future DLCs we would do, what other additional features we would bring in to the game. And I just thought it would be a nice little thought experiment, something relaxed for us to do before, you know, the Malta DLC comes out next week. So basically, it's over to you. What suggestions of things do you have? I've already put in a few bits. So I've already put in some classic animals that we definitely would have. But it's mostly going to be up to you guys, giving me suggestions and ideas. And there are some rules. So I have pinned the comment. So we've got to maintain sort of the Jurassic Park, Jurassic World style. So we can't go all out with lots of Cenozoic animals and stuff like that. The things that are suggested, they have to be actually doable with the technology we have, so no fucking holodeck holographic dinosaurs or anything like that. And the things that are suggested, we can't just steal from other games. So we can't just steal Planet Zoo's adoption system, for example, or something like that. It has to be things that are relatively unique. So, who wants to go first?
Because I'm up next.
Actually, I'll tell you what I will do. I'll go first with an additional feature I want to put in here.
The only time you could have done that, it wasn't too loud.
Oh.
The only time you could do that where it wouldn't affect anyone.
So I got one additional feature I would want to have in the next game, and I think is increasingly relevant. VR support has to be there. VR is becoming a lot more relevant in this day and age, and I think you could do it for a building game. I'm not sure how you would do it. That would have to be something we think about. But I think VR support would definitely be cool to have. Nerdguy suggests just being able to use user-created content in the game. So that would be something like Steam Workshop support, wouldn't it? So let's add that in as well. Steam Workshop. So that is a good idea. We'd have to think about what things we were going to allow people to upload. Their own maps. I think save games and maps would be a good one. So let's add this down here as well. So saved games and maps. Excellent. Okie dokie. Any other suggestions? Come on, thick and fast, I don't mind. Anything at all that you'd want to see. Also think about features that we would want to bring back from Jurassic World Evolution 2 or Jurassic World Evolution 1. Same for the animals, you know. Hybrid Lab says Dinosaur King. So I'm going to put this under gameplay because it's kind of a system that we would be using. So hybrid. So I'm assuming there, Dinosaur King, what you mean is developing our own. Which I do agree. I think we definitely could do with that. Although we would have to think about how that's going to actually work. And obviously then we would have to think about what hybrids we're going to have in the game. So let's put hybrids down here. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. So Harvey says more hybrids. So I assume what you mean is something similar to sort of Dinosaur King making our own hybrids and having more species of hybrids in-game. Obviously, I think there would be some basic ones. No, there is not, Nerd Guy. Currently, there is not. Mix and match animal features. So I think that's a key thing of how the hybrid system would work. I don't think a system where you literally mix every single animal together is feasible. I just think it would be too difficult for them to do. So I think what's more likely is we'd have, you know,
that was on top of my last
pre-selection of animals and features. I'm going to put JWT amenity customization. So basically, you'd like the JWE to amenity customization. You wouldn't. You'd have like preset options, and then you would just sort of scroll through the options. That way you're not going to ever have huge amounts of hybrids, but you do have some variation there. Rob, I think you also need more depth with the actors and people, Grant, Sattler, Grady, etc. in the campaign, and maybe video sequences. Ooh, okay. This is... Don't know what this would come under. It's not really gameplay, is it? It's
I've been doing some work.
I suppose it's kind of like a design element in a way. So let's put this up here and let's do a new one. So
this is me wondering if I should do this or not because
cutscenes. Whoops. Cutscenes and actors. Yeah, that's definitely doable. Don't worry about the noise in the background, by the way. That's Dane playing D&D tonight. It'd also be nice if the dinosaurs all reacted to each other in species-appropriate manner, and we have a realistic dynamic. So that's kind of dinosaur-related, creature-related, isn't it? We need a new option here. So I'm going to put this under animation because it's kind of the same. It's basically what we're saying is dinosaurs should have unique animation sets and stuff. Oh, let me grab that. God, that was fast. 8 minutes and we got a bot already. As a biome, maybe a savanna biome, it's a collective fan dream, and would tie into the prologue where we see a nice grassland. Okay, let's put that in then. So, savanna. Savanna. Considering we're having a savanna biome, does that mean we would have a specific savanna location? Worth thinking of. Decorations like statues or more skeletons. Okay, let's grab this then. So
it is a yes.
Statues. Boom. Statues. And skeletons. I think we can put skeletons as a type of statue, so fossil skeletons. Okie dokie. Congo, Africa is the best I can think of when it comes to savannah. Yeah, pretty much anywhere in Africa is kind of savannah, isn't it, Dinosaur King? Enclosure decorations / interactive. Rob, what do you mean by interactive? Potato Man, I think we need a map in Asia because Asia is very diverse in biomes and would offer lots of variety. Okay. So let's go. Let's just put Asia ? In here. Don't know if anyone suggested this yet, but I'd like a way for animals like Spino and other semi-aquatic creatures to both be able to swim and walk on land. So that's kind of both a terrain tools thing and a dinosaur animation thing. So let's add this. So animation. I think just dinosaurs swimming in general, whether it's a you know, a Spinosaurid or anything, it would just be nice to have that animation that dinosaurs could swim.
Second wind and dodge. That's not second wind and dodge, that's lay on hands.
So dinosaurs should be able to swim, and terrain tools then, we need to probably have deeper water option. Because then that would allow our dinosaurs to actually swim. Hello, Neuron. Welcome to the stream. Natural barriers, says Rob. Semi-aquatic animations for the dinosaurs. Yeah, so, you know, swimming. Having small herbivores like Hamalo and Dry walking around guests. Ooh, so that would be... I kind of would classify that under gameplay. So let's go. Let's just have another one under gameplay for like creatures. I like that one because the I think it's the Dryosaurus in Jurassic Park Operation Genesis. They used to not scare people. So, small herbivores don't scare guests. I like that idea. And it makes perfectly good sense as well. We need a John Hammond statue. Definitely, I'd agree with that. I'm surprised that the base game doesn't actually have anything like that. Raven, so I'm going to say instead of I'm going to say like have JP statues, and then we can expand that. So John Hammond statue. Like that idea, Dinosaur King? Also, I like the focus on decorations here. Decoration, trees, etc., or play tools, occupation. Small dinosaurs can climb, leap on special trees. Sauropods can rub against trees. Okay. That's kind of like a... That's like animal enrichment. So let's put this in here under creatures. Actually, it's a gameplay thing. It's a gameplay thing. Animal enrichment is a system. So... creatures... Let's put it under... Okay, creatures... Animal enrichment. Because that's a key thing that any zoo and stuff would need to do. You'd have to have animal enrichment. So, interactive dinosaur toys. We can think about what they may take the form of there. Oh, I'm catching up with chat because it's very busy. How about missions similar to JPOG, you know, like the Rescue the President or Carnival Rampage? So, yes, let's look at game modes. So I've got tutorial in here and sandbox in here because they're like the two basic ones we would have. Neuron is suggesting like a challenge mode. I suppose challenge mode makes sense considering we have it in the first game and second game. So challenge mode, and we've already got some suggestions from Neuron. So JPOG inspired, Rescue President, photography can go in there. That's good. This is coming together very quickly. A petting zoo so guests can feed the dinos. So let's put that under buildings. What type of building is this? Attraction, I suppose you would call it. Attraction. And then, yeah, let's grab one of these text boxes. So, petting zoo. How would that petting zoo work? Would it come with pre-selected dinosaurs, or would you select the dinosaurs yourself? I'm curious how that would work, Harvey. So like a dino feeding stand where you can buy dino food. See, I like the idea of a dino feeding stand as like a general sort of thing we can attach to fences. So, is that an attraction? Yeah, I suppose it is. So let's put another one in here. Dinosaur feeding stand. I reckon we could also have something similar to that as just like... We could have another version of that as well. For the dinosaur enrichment. So that's... dinosaur enrichment is under systems, isn't it? So interactive dinosaur toys. And how about also we have fence-based feeding stations. So we can like have food and stuff on the fence line so they come closer to the fences. And honestly, I think that fence-based feeding stations, I think that obviously kind of adds in the system. I'm going to put this under where I've got path tools here. So
that's a feat that I took.
Viewing paths.
It's a D6, not a D8.
Slash guests can view from paths. That's a big one. We need the ability for guests to see from the paths. Because it's so restrictive having to always put an attraction building into the park. So we need that. It would be nice if there were mechanics like being able to also make male dinosaurs and that they would make nests. Also something like caves and waterfalls. I like the idea of caves and waterfalls. Let's put that on here. Cave cutting. And let's add, in addition to water, oops. I don't actually think waterfalls would be a terrain tool. I think it would be more likely that we would get like a decoration where you would place a waterfall. So let's go environmental. Ooh, my spelling today. Environmental. Okay. And then we can add not caves, waterfalls. That was it. Waterfalls. Okay, good. I think there should be references to other games, JPOG, Danger Zone, Dinosaur Battles, Warpath, stuff like that that won't affect the game. The problem with that, Dinosaur King, is you kind of need to be a bit more, you know, everything is a reference, so be a bit clearer there. I wish there was a choice in hotels, various sizes and architectural styles, a tropical look, biome variances. Hotels also take on the needs of relaxation, hotels, and security for guests. Okay, then Rob, that's a lot to unpack. So, buildings. So this is guests. And then it's hotels. So, hotels. I agree with you that hotels should offer like basic so offer basic needs for guests. Because there's no reason why hotels would not have restrooms or restaurants or anything like that. So they should definitely fulfill basic needs. Say various sizes and architectural style. So various sizes. Architectural style would put in design, because I've already got a section there for let's go down. I've already got one for like building sets, so give me some ideas for building sets. What about a challenge mode, chaos theory mode, where Biosyn are the ones trying to reopen Jurassic Park? So we do have challenge mode already. So you would bring back chaos theory, would you, Potato Man? Okay, I'm not going to call it chaos theory because I think that's a terrible name. I'm going to call it alternative parks. It's like alternative history. It's like future park ideas. Biosyn are the ones trying to open Jurassic Park. So we can... Not sure on that one. Because it'd be hard to see how that would be different to just normal Jurassic Park. We'd need to more details on that. Babies and or a breeding system. See, I just don't... I think it's a lot of work to have babies or a breeding system. Just because then you have to have a baby of every single species, and then a growth mechanic and a mating mechanic. And a nesting mechanic. That's a lot of work. And I just don't think it's in keeping with... Jurassic Park or Jurassic World's style. But you know what I would do is I would do a DLC, and I would have a baby dinosaur pack. Because we have seen baby dinosaurs for some animals. So we could have like baby dinosaurs modeled on those animals that we've actually seen. So I'm trying to think of the ones we've had babies of. So let's think. Stegosaurus we've seen babies of. T-Rex we saw baby of. Raptors we've seen babies of. Sure, a few others I've probably missed. But let's just put that down quickly for the moment so I can keep up with the chat. You're very fast. Attractions, river cruise or paragliding. Okay. Attractions. Paragliding sounds exceedingly dangerous. But okay. Paragliding. And what was the other one? River cruise. River cruiser? That's wrong. River cruise. There we go. Let's just make that clearer that it's for that. Oh, for tools, maybe an effects feature, periodic mists and dusty winds and stuff. Oh, that's a good one, Neron. I like that. That's like an effect brush. Effect brush. So we can have like dust, mist, smoke. So they're all good options.
The one that went through the door said that that was the right one.
Okay, nice one, Neron. Location on. On Accors? You mean the Azores, Pedro? Okay, we'll put that in as a location. The Azores. For example, one of the maps is in USA and Florida near the Universal Studios Park, where I've mentioned there are random fights at the park. Conversations about people. Transylvania building set with black stone bricks, medieval theme. I love that idea. So a Gothic building set. Gothic. Love that idea. So Gothic building set, we would have black stone, towers, Gothic fencing. Love that idea. building attraction, reptile insect house displaying small creatures from the Cenozoic or pre-Cenozoic, says Glitzbark. Like that. As long as you could go inside and actually see them. So, I'm not going to put this as an attraction. I'm going to put this as micro enclosures. And then we have a bug house. Bug house. Like that idea. So I suppose that means you're going to suggest prehistoric insects then for our bug house. A new cool creature would be Tyrannus. Okay. Our first new animal going in. Tyrannus. Let's put you a bit further out because I have a feeling this list is going to be long. Building sets, maybe an East Asian style of buildings, a mix of Japanese, Korean, Chinese, Vietnamese, and all that. Love that idea. Bum, 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 bum. Let's put this just under Asian. Probably spelled that wrong. So Japanese and Chinese. Spelling is not good today. Inspired. Okay, cool. New arrival point, a little airstrip, mountain maps, etc., or a little harbour. Again, I like that idea. So, buildings. This kind of falls under guests, doesn't it? So, arrival. And we would have plane strips and what was the other one that was mentioned? A little harbour, like a boat. Harbour entrance. Okay, cool. Hello, Brett. Dinosaur breakouts need to be more interesting. Higher security fencing, walking ACU members, watchtowers, and the ability to kill rampaging dinosaurs. Guest deaths should also have proper consequences. So this is more of a system, isn't it? So, what do we call this? Security, I suppose? I like the idea of walking ACU teams, park security guards. I like that idea. Because sometimes it just takes too long to go to arrange a station. The ability to kill rampaging dinos, let's put that in. Lethal rifle rounds. Because it's just frustrating sometimes to not be able to actually put dinosaurs down when they are rampaging. Guest death should have proper consequences. Let's put this in here as well. Guest deaths should have proper consequences. Actually, that's more of a challenge thing, so I'm going to put that down here with challenge. In a minute, I'm going to ask if we can focus on the game mode section in a sec, because I think we need to think about the campaign and stuff like that. People from the other games like Dr. Irene Court, Aaron, Kirby, the Primus. So yeah, we can have reference, but again, Dino, you're being too broad. I mean, that could be anything from just having them in the Dino database, for example. A nature friend building set where all the buildings are made of stone and wood, full of trees and plants. Yes, that's kind of. I'm gonna go a natural building set. So we'd have lots of wood, thatch. What else have we got in there? Very plant heavy. Like it. Also add the treehouse attraction to see big sauropods. Okay. I'm going to have that as a variation of the feeding stand. So, treehouse feeding sauropods. Actually, it would be cool if you have your own cattle or sheep farm to generate food for the carnivores on the map. I don't know, I think that would be too annoying after a while. Constantly having to mess around with how many goats and cows you have. A DLC where you travel across the world to capture some more of the rampaging dinosaurs like the Carno in Africa. Well, the thing is, at the moment, we haven't really established what our campaign is or what our setting is or anything like that. So we kind of need to establish what our campaign is going to be like before we think about stuff like that. The Dino Tracker stuff. The formation of this mind map is extremely satisfying. It is, actually, very satisfying. I love doing stuff like this. Australian map would be pretty cool because we don't have cactus over here, so they could incorporate more unique plants. I like the idea of an Australia map. Australia. I'm actually going to go one further with that as well, because that's just given me an idea. Coral reef biome for lagoon heavy parks. I like the idea of just like building a lagoon heavy park in the coral reef area somewhere. Campaign should be getting them off the mainland. I just feel that's a bit too much of a copy of Jurassic World Evolution 2, Brett. Pedro, the dinosaurs could need more things like places to sleep and machines to maintain a certain temperature in the cage, or like glass domes for more normal dinosaurs that can break. So that's basically dinosaur enrichment still, isn't it? So sleeping. The 5 islands from Jurassic World Evolution 1, says Aiden. Got that. Okay. That's a good idea. So these are maps. These are very distinctive maps. Let's put this in under sandbox, just because I want to kind of spread everything out. Actually, no, it's more of a... It is a location thing, but... Okay, let's just... Maps. All 5... You say the 5 islands from Jurassic World Evolution 1 item, but there were quite a few more than 5 maps. So are we going to have all of the maps from Jurassic World Evolution? It's pronounced Alden. Sorry, Alden. Would you have all of the maps then from all of the islands, or would you have distinct maps? Because I think there's some maps in Jurassic World Evolution 1 that no one would really want to see back. Maybe a weird suggestion, random wild animals, because to maybe even deer, they randomly appear, maybe extremely rarely, and certain creatures can interact with them. Random wild animals. Not sure. That's intriguing, Neron. I'm just not sure what I would put that under. An optional decay feature for all buildings for those players who want to build more abandoned looking parks facilities without waiting 40 minutes for a storm or tornado to do all the work for you. I like that idea as part of a tool. So let's make some room here. So let's have a building tool. Building tool. So a damage maker. For abandoned parks. Okay, cool. Balloon tours. Definitely balloon tours. Or some sort of aerial tour. I'm going to put this under river cruise because we are kind of running out of space over here. Aerial. Oh, I hate the word aerial. It's so weirdly spelled. Aerial tour. There we are. Location, Florida swamps. Okay, Florida swamps. Loans features like in a city skylines, and people can offer money for a share of your park. Ooh, I like that idea. This is... What do we classify this under? This is like economy, really, isn't it? Economy. So, loans, investments, and shares in park. Like that idea. That's some forward thinking there. Also love City Skylines, great game. Sandbox tool, create random maps in a generator. You choose your biome and generate a map with size, how much water on the beach, on an island, etc. The only problem with that, Rob, is that it's very, again, it's very heavy on how much work you have to do. Jurassic Park Operation Genesis was extremely simple, whereas something like Jurassic World Evolution's engine is a lot more difficult. So, but I think what we could do is, instead of a randomizer, what about, so in here, actually I'm going to put it down here in additional features, because it kind of comes under Steam Workshop. Inbuilt map editor. So you can make your own maps. And then you would be able to put them on the Steam Workshop. So we'll join these two because that's basically the same thing. This is a website called Canva, Tarek, which allows you, which basically it's quite a useful art program. Maybe give all of the non-canon dinosaurs a design overhaul so the game can still have a new feel if you can't have a ton of new species at launch. I think Awesome Productions, that's what I would just do as standard. But I will put that under here. So just above the dinosaurs, I'm going to put... Don't just copy paste previous games models. I think on the campaign, yes. So let's actually talk about the campaign. I know there's lots of stuff going in here, but let's talk about the campaign primarily. Pedro says, I think on the campaign we could help 3 factions around the world. One of them would be like a building park operation, the other like a building in natural preserves and help the dinosaurs. The third one would be like the army, and you have to build facilities, test new species, so the hybrids and the mutations. See, I would be all for a campaign mode that kind of gets away from the Jurassic World Dominion and Fallen Kingdoms stuff. Simply because I think we could put that in under the alternative history park ideas. I think the campaign needs to be completely original. Original campaign. Because we've kind of seen the movies and we kind of know how this all plays out. So I would rather the campaign be something completely different, completely originally invented. Neron says maybe the campaign starts with Jurassic Park and then we expand to more islands and then the mainland. But like every 3 new locations, you go to a different era of style, to Jurassic Park, to 2000s, to Jurassic World, to hypermodern. That's more like it, Neron. I like that idea. You'd advance on the campaign and help those 3, and then maybe the army would fall apart in the final of the campaign. You want sauropods to defend yourself. I will add that one, Rob, while we're talking about campaign, because that's definitely something that needs to be put in. Dinosaurs defend themselves. I'm going to put all dinosaurs defend themselves. Because there's no such thing as an animal that just rolls over to die. Every animal, even ones which don't have, horns and stuff like that, will try to defend themselves. So all dinosaurs should be able to defend themselves. Neron, I like this idea of the campaign being a sort of play through history sort of thing. Maybe instead of campaign, that would be better as an alternative timeline. Well, no, because with the alternative parks, we can be specific and give them, like, the film stuff. But the original campaign, we could expand so much more. So I like this idea. So let's go with this as the idea of our original campaign. It's a time-based, a time travel-based campaign. So, let's expand upon that. We start in 1990s with a Jurassic Park-esque idea. I like it. I can shrink these down as much as we need. I can just zoom us in if people are having trouble seeing.
What the fuck?
With that idea, the map Jurassic Park as well could be used. Swimming animations. Yeah, we got that already, Eldon. Dinosaur swimming. The real big question is, would Cabot Finch return? Start on Site B, says the Explodinator.
Yeah, congrats.
Really? So you would have us... You'd have us start all the way back with Site B and creating our first species. I like that idea, actually. Start on Isla Sor... Well, actually, we would give the player the option to choose where they have their Site B. Starts with players having the option of where to start with Site B. Like that idea. Cenozoic creatures. See, I think that's just against the rules of trying to keep the Jurassic Park and Jurassic World style. There is a pinned comment, so we are trying to stick to some rules for this, because otherwise the game would just end up becoming Prehistoric Kingdom. So I want this to feel like a Jurassic Park or Jurassic World game. I need a volcano and earthquake, says Rob. Challenge then. Yeah, more natural disasters, or more types of disaster for sure. More types of disaster. Oops. Wrong one. Oh, I think our music has just stopped. Let me put the music back on. LA Studios gets hired and we get my Seismosaurus and Concavenator in the game. I think we definitely, considering it is a dinosaur that's been seen, I think Concavenator has to go in as a new species. Actually, I don't need to do that. I can just put... Oops. Concavenator. There you go. Concavenator, definitely a new animal. Masrani could appear as an investor and then call for us to build a new park in Asia, and then we advance to a new era in style. I like that as being part of the campaign, so this would be kind of down here, so Jurassic World era starts, or just put Jurassic World era. So I like the idea of there being something in between the Jurassic World and Jurassic Park era. So, oops. Masrani offers investment to build a Jurassic Park Asia. Like it. Let's get some of those characters back in. Hybrid Maker we've already got. Eldon. I think it's in our systems. Somewhere, yeah, hybrids. Yes.
Hey, ready for the switch.
heat waves were so cool at JPOD. Yes, that's kind of like weather, isn't it? So like not weather that's like a disaster, but just weather that's a occasional problem. So weather. And then this would be things like heat waves, storms, blizzards. I like the idea of blizzards on certain maps. Hello Turbo Soul, welcome to the stream. A swamp wetland biome. I mean, that goes without saying if we're going to have the Florida swamps as a location. So let's do that. It would be nice if the dinosaurs reacted accordingly to the weather. Rickrolled, bear with me one moment. Let me just put Rob's suggestion in here. Dinosaur, so that's kind of animation / behavior, isn't it? All dinosaurs react to certain weather events, changing behavior. I mean, Jurassic Park Operation Genesis did it, so it's not that difficult to achieve. In heat waves, they just drink more. In blizzards, they complain about being cold, and you might have to sort that out for them. So, Rickrolled. So far, we do have quite a bit. Lots of suggestions. Not too many animal suggestions yet. Lots of design suggestions. And a couple of other bits. But we are mostly trying to focus on the campaign at the present time. Or sort of other game modes. Maybe the campaign would end when we have expanded the Jurassic Park Jurassic World franchise with all success around all continents. I like that. So that's our end goal. So let's put this right down here because that gives us plenty of room. So our end goal. All the way down here. To have successful parks / worlds around the world. And that gives us quite a few options about sort of what that would look like, whether it be on every continent or like major cities, areas, or whatever. That just gives us a lot of options. Camouflage genes for all animals. So this is a design element. So for skinning, so you would give every single dinosaur the option to have a camouflage skin. Again, I don't think that's reasonable because then you'd have to have a camouflage skin for every single creature. And then that makes it not very special. But I would say that we need to have camouflage genes for the hybrids. So all hybrids should have the option of a camouflage gene. Because if they could do it for the Indo-Rex, then it makes sense that it would be there for, you know, the Indoraptor and Scorpius Rex and everything else. More tree and texture brushes. I think that goes to sort of within the biomes bit. Oh, if Masrani does make a park, maybe an Indian building set, colourful and stylised path mix of both North and South Indian architecture. Maybe the park is built somewhere in Sri Lanka, Neron suggests. Is that going to be a bit too much like... I don't know. You're the expert here, Neron. Is it going to be a bit too much like the Asian architecture, or could we include it within the Asian set? I'm not sure. We could have a natural preserve DLC in Australia. Maybe go near to Sydney. We've got Australia in as a location. So, I don't know, we could make Australia a DLC. Reproduction and ontology says awesome productions. So I've suggested that that's probably unlikely because it would take too much work and be very difficult to achieve. But instead we've got a baby dinosaur pack DLC. So we can just have baby dinosaur models of the ones that we've seen in the films and movies so far. One mission in the campaign should involve a high-threat dinosaur breaking free, and ACU helicopters are disabled, so the player must try to maintain the breakout on foot. A bit Call of Duty-esque. And the Carnosaurus. Oh, definitely yes. I like that idea. Carnotaurus novel skin. Definitely agree with you there. Three characters that were on the three characters that were on Jurassic World movie investing on the Indominus could be paying you to build 3 different parks on 3 different parts of North America. I don't know. They were just random people, really. They never showed up again. Even in the breakout, they never showed up again. I was kind of looking forward to watching them get eaten, to be honest. Herbivore feeding plants vary based on bio.
So like I said, the bush fucked them forever.
Isn't that what we have now, Explodinator? Buildings, park areas with relaxation factor, fitter guests, have more stamina to spend money, need less transportation system. I like that idea, Rob, of a relaxation factor to guests. So this would be kind of under guest system. We are an hour through and we're making lots of progress here. So guests have needs. So guest needs. Guest needs. You have to shrink this one down to make it fit. So let's put this up here. So guest needs. So relaxation. I like that. They have relaxation needs, rest needs, obviously food/drink needs. See, as much as people went on about adding the toilet need to Jurassic World Evolution 1, I've always felt that that's unrealistic, considering you've got amenities and restaurants and hotels, and every building would have toilet facilities in it. So I just don't think it's like having a separate toilet building. I just think is kind of strange. If I was going to do that, I would make it like part of the rest area building, that you would just have toilet facilities in that rest area building. Let's reduce that down so we have some space to work with here. Boom, 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 boom. Diabloceratops says Rickrolled as a new species. Definitely, I like that. Let's have a separate one for herbivores, shall we? Diabloceratops. Shonisaurus, says Potato Man. So that's our first aquatic being suggested. This would be a brand new one. Let's have it go down into the corner so we've got some room to play with.
World's most extreme pedicure.
Oops, no. So, Shonisaurus. Okay, cool. A new building could be a hotel aviary, so people could sleep with the little birds. I like that as a kind of unique attraction building. Let's just do some moving about here so we have some room. So unique buildings, like one, like not necessarily, well no, actually like, I would make them like completely one-off buildings. So you'd only ever be able to build one in campaign. Like you could build as many as you like in sandbox, but have unique structures. And then we could include the aviary hotel concept. Because it's such a cool looking thing, that concept art. Maybe older consoles being able to access all buildings. So I'm kind of staying away from system requirements, Rickrolled, just because that's... System requirements are not really something that can be handled by a games design company. And the only reason why the older consoles currently can't access all buildings is simply because the hardware isn't there to back it up, unfortunately. A more realistic back of house in general, with the ability to make roads for trucks to bring shipments at all the facilities would need. See, I like that, Nerd Guy. Just some realism to how these parks are going to work. So let's put this in here. So, back of house. Because a park like Jurassic Park would need so much back of house. It's ridiculous. So, staff paths, staff roads, staff structures, storage and warehouse, supply drops. Because it would be a monster logistical nightmare to run it, and I think we have to represent that. Archelon says, right, so new Shonisaurus. Actually, I'm just going to put all of them in one for aquatics, because most aquatics kind of eat the same thing. Archelon definitely should be there. I would be surprised if we don't get it for Jurassic World Evolution 2. Permian pack or Crocodilian pack. I definitely think more Permian animals should be in the others, because we're starting to get them in. So non-Mesozoic. So non-Mesozoic period. And then we could definitely include so that's Dimetrodon for a fact. We'd go in there, obviously. Technically it's a returning species, but just have it there. So Dimetrodon, definitely. Microceratus, Tarbosaurus, Ceratostrophoneus, Hypsilophodon, Hadrosaurus, and Elaphrosaurus as new species. Oh, that's a big mix. Let's tackle... Because I think we need to somehow give ourselves like a limit on species, because otherwise we're going to have millions. And yeah, we are over 700 Turbosaur. If you haven't yet subscribed, this is a good reminder to do so. Maybe before Masrani appears, we could build the first park in Europe in the Azores. But after that, Lockwood would call us to build another in the centre of Europe with a new style of buildings. So... at some point between the Jurassic World and Jurassic Park era... I have to move this up here, I think. So we make a, like in the early 2000s? 2000s, not 200s, 2000s.
Yeah.
We make a new park outside of 5Ds in the Mediterranean. Okay. Need for cleanliness. Is this a clean and attractive park? Like that as another guest need. Park cleanliness. Yes. Sorry? Not right now, no. Since I'm busy. This is quite a talking heavy thing, so. That was Dane, by the way, folks, offering me cake. East Asia is more triangular styled architecture, while India is a bit more of a mix of circular and square. East Asia have more wood and brick, while India has a lot of stone like granite. So yeah, they are very distinctively different, aren't they? Because also we don't want too many building sets, because otherwise it's going to feel bloated. I like the ones we've got so far. You know, what I would do, Neron, is I would have a DLC for it. Building styles. And I reckon we could include a Indian style building set in there. Because we got to think about making money as well here, folks. We can't just offer everything for free. Zoos are already very busy back of house parks, so one with the giant dinos should be a bit more love, lad. Maybe the ability to make little playgrounds for families that can be near petting areas. I like the idea of children being something as a guest. Shall we actually... That's not really a guest need, is it? Let's move guest need. We're going to shrink guest needs so we can just get some extra room here. Types of guest. guest types. So, children. That would probably really screw up the rating system of the game, thinking about it. But this is a thought experiment, and I like the idea of children being a thing, so we would have to have... So let's add this one to our guests. Playgrounds and areas for families / children. Okay, cool. Dinosaurus, Lambeosaurus, Saltosaurus. Saltosaurus definitely is a new species to add, for sure. It's one of my favourite dinosaurs. Saltosaurus. Lambeo again, yeah. Lambeosaurus. And Dinosaurus. Good options. New feeders like bug feeder, deer feeder, and maybe a feeder that clips the fence. So we've already got fence feeders rickrolled, but I like the idea of new feeder types, so we can have omnivorous dinosaurs, for example. So we'll put this one in creatures. New diet options. And then we can expand upon that. So options for omnivores, insectivores, yeah, I think that's a good possibility. A crane feeder. That's... I'm not so sure about that, Rob. Some staff have animations that look like they are working. Some can be around certain power lines, checking them, and the occasional janitor just sweeping away would add some realism. Yeah, what should we put that under? Just a design element, really, isn't it? Let's put it under environmental, because it is kind of it's the human environment. Human environment. Just like little random idle animations. Random idle animations. Janitors, engineers, etc. Because the parks do sometimes feel a bit lifeless, because all of the characters, the humans in it, just kind of point at stuff. We are a money-hungry capitalist company after all, exactly. On the campaign, one of our parks, maybe like in South Africa, could go wrong, and we would leave the area, and after some problems and improving our other parts, we'd return and contain the dinosaurs. I mean, I don't know why we would leave if something had gone terribly wrong. Why we would not just fix it there and then. Maybe the South Africa bit can have a nod towards prehistoric park. since it was located there for research. That's true. Not sure on that one. Let's have a look. Where have we not done very much? I think challenge in the game. Like, let's have a think about how are we going to ensure, because this is a big problem I think with the game as we have it right now, is that there's just no challenge in it. So how are we going to maintain that? Let's have some suggestions for folks. Under sandbox. Because sandbox is just basic sandbox mode. So yeah, how are we going to continue to have the challenge in the game? Because Jurassic World Evolution 1 and Jurassic World Evolution 2, there's no challenge in any of it. Park building is not actually very difficult, because you earn money so fast, and everything that does go wrong in your park can be solved very easily. Maybe no cloning, only breeding, so you have to really stay on top on keeping your dinos around. See, the problem with that is it would automatically force us to have a breeding system. I like the idea of a no cloning allowed, but then we would have to think about how we're getting the dinosaurs anyway. Indeed, Rob. Thank you for joining in. Guest deaths should have proper consequences. So something I'm going to put here for that is JPOG insta-fail. If too many people die. In Jurassic Park Operation Genesis, I think it's if 12 or 10 people die in close, rapid succession, your park instantly fails. And I think that's fair. We would have to change how the guest system works, but I think an insta-fail system like that. Because at the moment, they just give you a slap on a wrist, and you lose a little bit of cash, which doesn't affect you at all. Maybe you have restrictions over cloning. Maybe it gets more expensive over time. I feel like that's like a challenge mode. Or even an alternate park idea. I'm not sure. Protests for animal rights. I like that as an idea for challenge. I'm going to put it under disaster, because it kind of is a disaster, isn't it? More types of disaster. Protest groups. Security cameras. So that's kind of an added bit for security. So again, let's try and spread out this systems bit, because this is becoming quite complicated now. lethal rifle rounds. And I like the idea. Oh no, this is buildings really. So actually, let's just put this under buildings. This one is going to be huge, I think. So let's make sure there is plenty of space. So actual security buildings. So security cameras, security stations. There we go. Peter is the main antagonist. I'm not sure they would. I'm not sure they'd appreciate that, Nero. But I like the idea of like a specific protest group, maybe, who's a bit more militant than the other. Let's put it on the protest group. A militant protest group. Who then maybe they like sabotage, poison, try to kill our dinosaurs, stuff like that. Let's see, what else? We got quite a lot of space on the creatures section. And still quite a lot of space on the cutscenes, actors / decorations bit too. So, Maya Raja. Okay. Let's give us an actual limit on new species. So let's go. Let's go a maximum of 10 new dinosaur species. And then in returning, let's limit us to $50. We have all of the classics will go in once we decided what the classics are. Pterosaurs. Let's limit pterosaurs to let's think. I'll leave that for the moment. Return. Could we just put all of them? See, the problem with just putting all of them is you end up with a very bloated game, and you also run out of DLC dinosaurs. So I don't think it's realistic we would have absolutely all of them return. I think it's more realistic we would have to choose what returns. I know one dinosaur that should definitely return, though. Metriacanthosaurus. Metriacanthosaurus deserves to be returning. For a challenge, maybe you have to make multiple parties happy. Helping your dinosaurs will somehow damage your guests or security, but focusing too much on your guests will do something bad for the dinos. Allosaurus and Carnotaurus should also return. Yep. Carnotaurus. I think since we have seen them on screen, we can add those to baby dinosaurs. We can have the baby Carno and the baby Barry that we saw in Dominion. They can be there, and I think that makes a good 5 baby dinosaurs pack. I'd be happy with that. Like 5 baby dinosaurs. Team Metri says Neuron. Exactly.
There's a reason.
Nasuto and Braki should also get baby.
Protection.
Do we see a baby Brachiosaurus at any point? That movie will be henceforth known as the movie that must not be named. Yeah, me and Nerd Guy watched Dominion the other day, him for the first time, me for the second time, and we both agree that it was awful. Brachii only on Camp Cretaceous. Oh, ugh, I hate Camp Cretaceous. I suppose we can include it. Brachii and Nasuto. That's it then for the baby dinosaur pack. No more. We got another half hour to go, so let's focus on let's do some dinosaurs. So, or animals. Let's come up with some animal ideas and also buildings. So let's have building ideas and animal ideas for the last half hour. And if you're offering animals, try to do 1 or 2 at a time. No big paragraphs animals. 1 or 2 at a time, and make sure you have a good reason for suggesting them, because I might ask why. And Nasutoceratops and Sauropelta hybrid. Put that in the hybrid system. So we can have that as like ceratopsin and ankylosaurian should be part of the hybrid system. They are. Sauropelta doesn't get enough love. In fact, I'm going to say the Sauropelta needs to return. I think it should return. Sauropelta. I think simply because Nasutoceratops has had such a prominent role in the franchise, I think we're going to have to put Nasuto as a returning classic. So, Nasutoceratops. Remodeled Maiasaura, anyone? It deserves more love, and also feathered variants of certain dinosaurs. So we could put that under skinning. So, feathered variants for some dinosaurs. like that. Just trying to rack my brain and think of some things I would want, actually, because you guys have been so busy. Mosa and Shastasaurus. I've not heard of Shastasaurus. Mosa obviously has to be in the game because it's a classic. Mosasaurus. Mosasaurus. It's a giant ichthy. Oh, so it's a bit like Shawnisaurus then. So I suppose we could have Shawnisaurus or Shastasaurus. Liplorodon and Chronosaurus. So these would be returning. Gotta have Liplorodon. Definitely. Liopleurodon and Chronosaurus. Okay. Tylosaurus, but maybe a remodel. See, I was thinking about that. I would have it. I kind of feel like there should be a Jurassic Park the game DLC. But then I think the rights to that would be held by Telltale, so I don't think you could... It would be copyrighted, so I don't think you could do anything with that. Ichthy and Elasmo returning. Ichthyosaurus and Elasmosaurus. Quetzalcoatlus for pterosaurs. So that's one new. We'll put the news over here so we have room. And classic. So, oops. Quetzalcoatlus. I think I've spelled that right. Oops, I've missed the Q. How did I manage that? Quetzalcoatlus as a returning classic. And as a brand new one, you're suggesting Hatsiogopteryx. Hatsiogopteryx. Okay. Quetzal and Barbari. Oh, Barbaridactylus. I don't know about Barbaridactylus. I mean, I don't really think it adds that much to the game at the moment. Oh, damn, pterosaurs should walk. For sure. Let's add this in to animation. All pterosaurs can walk and should fly mostly by... I'm going to put this one in myself because this is something that annoys me about what they are at the moment. Should fly mostly by gliding, less flapping. Pterosaurs were not flappers, they're gliders. In some cases. Pretty much all the big ones are gliders. Like, Dimetrodon is probably like the only flapper. We should have a new little pterosaur like the size of the new Dimorphodon. Simply because it's a Triassic animal, I would go with Pitinosaurus for that. Ooh, can I remember how to spell it? That's not correct, I don't think. I think there's an I after the E. Pitinosaurus? Something like that. Because there aren't enough Triassic animals in the game. So Pitinosaurus can go in there as a Triassic pterosaur. I like that suggestion, Petro. Roller coasters. Roller coasters as an attraction. I'm not sure about that one. We only ever saw one, and it was in the Telltale game. I just think it's unrealistic for a zoo to have a roller coaster. I don't know many zoos with roller coasters, so I'm not sure about that one. Eudimorphodon, another Triassic pterosaur. I've not heard of that one. Let's put it with Pitinosaurus, so either Pitinosaurus or Eudimorphodon. There are a few with roller coasters or theme parks as zoo areas. True. Viewing tunnels for lagoons. So I'm going to put this under path tools, because how I would have it work is I would just have the path create a tunnel if you put it to go through a lagoon. Paths create tunnels for lagoons, or caged walkways through aviaries. See, I don't see why they couldn't input that into the game as it is at the moment. Seems like such a perfect way of them doing it to me. And they do that with like the tour rides, so why not do the same for paths? Just such a simple solution. It's in my opinion morally questionable. Well, to have mixed parks. No, guy. I mean, it is questionable to start with. Roller coasters are loud, and the animals are never going to have a good quality of life. gonna have to do some serious tidying up of this mind map if we do another stream on it, because it's already very full. What is the strongest dinosaur in Jurassic World Evolution 2? Says Lions. Strongest? Ooh. I don't know. I'm not even sure how you would measure strength. Bite force in a carnivore, maybe, but then you can't use plant eaters. Indominus or Scorpius. So, returning hybrids then. Let's put these in. The Indominus has to be in there, I suppose. Indominus Rex. Indominus Raptor. Scorpius, I suppose we have to put in. Even though, again, I don't like Camp Cretaceous. But plenty of people do, so it would be a money maker to put the Scorpius Rex in there.
Don't worry, guys, it's the new
They would have some rides, maybe like a merry-go-round styled, like Parasaurolophus, or bumper car styled like the Ford Explorer.
That makes me feel better.
I think that's true, Neron. I think Stego has won the most Battle Royales. So... suppose this goes under again, just trying to make sure we have some space here. Guests arrival, plane strips or harbour, playgrounds for guests, children, hotels which would offer basic needs, and basic sizes, attractions. Ooh, blimey. Dinosaur feeding stand with treehouse feeding for sauropods.
Just have a look.
Connect you to that. You suggested a petting zoo attraction. It's kind of like a feeding stand. A river cruise. Add an aerial tour attraction. Paragliding, I suppose we could put under an aerial tour, really, can't we? Basic rides. I think we could have a few of them, but not many. Like, basic rides. So that's things like merry-go-rounds, bumper cars, etc. Bum 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 bum. That was weird. Why did you do that? When it's one each. Bye-bye, Pedro. Thank you for joining in. But 3 Scorpius plus the Rex's Gigas Raptors is too much. Definitely. I kind of think that the other hybrids should come back, so I think Stegoceratops should be there. I think Spinoraptor should be there. And I think Ankylodocus, remodeled, should be there. I don't understand why they're not in the base game. I have a horrible feeling it's so they can sell it back to us at a later point. Because this is Frontier. Transportation other than the monorails, tunnels, skyways, trams. So this kind of comes under guests, doesn't it? So let's create a new one under guests. So transport. Yeah, see, I like the idea of there being something Jurassic Park style that's not a monorail but like it. So that'll be the monorail, trains / trams. Then move that up there. Tell you what, this program makes making mind maps really easy. You have to remember it. I definitely think paths should be able to create tunnels, so we'll put that under the path tool. Paths can also make tunnels through terrain. Wow, you guys have come up with so much. I'm trying to think of what things I would want personally to add. There is a lot, but tools, skins. So under skins, I think we should have, obviously we're going to have movie / TV show skins for those dinosaurs with them. But then I'm thinking we should also have... I think we would need to a completely new skin system. So... So I think in my skin system I would have each dinosaur. You know, I don't honestly think it's too difficult to make the skins have a big color chart like the amenities stuff does. So each dinosaur is made from 3 skin elements.
Wait, where's Brad?
We have the base skin color, a pattern skin color, and a decoration / crest. Color choices come from color palette or chart. So you can have pretty much any range of color you want. each dinosaur has a range of 3 patterns that can be applied to base. These patterns vary based on species. And I would also have the skin system have an optional age system. No, not an age system. I suppose what I mean is I can have an optional system that will apply scars, etc. to dinosaurs on selection, so that we can have heavily scarred dinosaurs, or ones that look like they've been rescued or whatever, have the option to apply scars to our dinosaurs. Viewing domes and gondolas. I like the idea of a gondola ride, I really do. And it wouldn't be too difficult because it's just basically a monorail, pretty much. I'm going to put this under an aerial tour because it kind of is. Well, it's not really. But it is. It's up in the air. So yeah, a gondola. Gondola. Oops. Gondola ride. I also love the idea of having, maps that have 2 distinct sections of land, one low down and one high up, with no join between them, so you have to use gondolas or something like that to stretch between them. Viewing domes. I love viewing domes. One of my favorite types of attraction from Jurassic Park Operation Genesis was the viewing domes. Lovely. Let's see. Let's take 3 more suggestions before we end the stream. So 3 more ideas across anything. So that's gameplay, creatures, design elements, any other sort of DLC ideas or additional features, anything like that. 3 other suggestions. I really do like this campaign idea, Neron. By the way, I think that's such a brilliant and unique idea. While you guys are typing, I'm just going to have a sweet. Isaac canonically dies in this. I won't put it down, Neron. I do agree with you. but it's not... I won't put it down. It's just... Although I like the idea of one of the main characters dying in it, perhaps. maybe part of the campaign could be one of the parks goes disastrously wrong, and a named character dies, and you have to deal with the fallout from that. I don't know. Could be interesting. Come on, folks. 3 new ideas. Other than, you know, characters we don't like from the game dying. I'm just going to assume you're all typing long messages. No more suggestions? I think, is everyone actually out of ideas? If so, I will... Maybe if a park fails, it fails and you just have to move on from that. Ooh. Actually, I like the idea of that being like an optional challenge mode that we can... Or an optional challenge that you can apply in terms of game difficulty. A fail state game difficulty where failed parks can never be returned to. Like a Dark Souls-esque sort of feature. You know, you're if you fail a park, you fail the park, and that's it. Hardcore mode, yeah. Breaking Bad crossovers to Millhouse. Maybe the game auto spawns 1 clone child every hour to sabotage your park. Oh, nerd guy. I'm not even going to say Clone Child is not something I'm ever going to have in my game ever. Even the idea of adding human cloning to Jurassic Park was such a stupid idea. Anyway. Well, if I'm going to get no more serious suggestions, I think I'm going to leave it there for the day. But I am really impressed with how many interesting ideas everybody has come up with. And I don't think any of them are really excessively out of the scope of what could be done. Which is, again, something I like. I'm going to save this because I might come back to it in a future video or future stream. Next week, I'm going to pause the music so everyone can actually hear what I'm saying, because that's getting a bit loud now. So next week, there will be a stream on Thursday for the... Maybe when carnivores eat herbivores, they cough up plants. I like it. So there will be a stream on Thursday looking at the new DLC. So I'm going to look at all the skins, new dinosaurs, going to look at the new dinosaurs themselves, look at all the new decorations and the new building set in detail. And then after that, maybe try the campaign. It'd probably be quite a long stream. I'm basically going to go from when the DLC releases, which is usually like 2 or 3 in the afternoon. And basically I will just stream from then till whenever in the evening. So it'll be quite a long packed stream, and we'll just see how far we get. Next Sunday, there may not be a stream because we've got a party going on at the house. So I might not be here next Sunday, which is why I'm streaming on Thursday. And there will be video next week as per normal. So keep a lookout for those. if you're new or haven't yet subscribed, or watching this after the fact and haven't subscribed, please do consider doing so. We're getting quite far on with our subscriber count. I think we're now 730s now. We're doing really well. And don't forget to like if you haven't already done so as well. But for the time being, enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you everyone for showing up, and I'll see you next time. Stay safe and goodbye.